Good afternoon. I'm KHU11 Meteorologist Chris Ramirez. We are seeing those downpours still moving through portions of Houston. First, earlier today, we saw those downpours in the northern portion of town. Now we're seeing a storm south of downtown, and this has quite a bit of lightning with it as it's continuing to move across 288. That is just south of downtown. That does include portions of the Beltway, 288, portions of 45. Looking at some heavy rain right now. As we get a closer look at what's going on, we're seeing just this torrential heavy downpours and quite a bit of lightning with these storms that's currently moving through South Houston and portions of Pearland. There's 63 lightning strikes within the last 15 minutes. So we are hearing a very rumbly afternoon for portions of southern Harris County as we head into the next maybe hour or so. So as we look at the situation in terms of what we're dealing with, we've dealt with these hit or miss downpours that have really not caused too much concerns. The good news is that they're moving quite fast, and we are seeing that movement continue through the next couple of hours, and we are expecting this to continue at least through 4 to 5 p.m. We're seeing some lingering showers out in the northern portions of Harris County. That's what we were looking at earlier today. It's looking likely that we could see more of those downpours in and around the Spring area. So as we look at our future track, we're expecting these downpours to last at least through the 4 to 5 p.m. hour. It's when we're going to lose that daytime heating, and that's going to cause those storms to lose energy and eventually start lingering into just showers as we get closer towards 6, 7 o'clock. And then we're going to ultimately have a rather quiet night, and then we're going to have another round of showers and storms heading into Saturday afternoon. So if you have those outdoor plans, you might want to just have a plan B or have them inside, because we are expecting those afternoon showers and storms to be giving us another round of rainfall. And this is all associated with that tropical disturbance. It was a very disorganized disturbance that did not form into anything, but that is definitely sending a lot of moisture our way as we progress through the next few couple of days here. So looking at our future track, once again, we're seeing those showers and storms still last at least through 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. We are going to be under that weather impact alert until 5 o'clock because we are seeing some of these downpours dump quite a bit of rainfall with them as we go into the next hour or so. The good news is that we did see a stationary storm on the northern portion of Harris County, and just to the south of Houston, we're starting to see more of that heavy rainfall moving in across Brookside Village south of the Loop. This is heading towards Sugar Land, so if you are in the Sugar Land area, just keep in mind that you have a storm heading your way along the Beltway, and it's eventually going to head into 6959 within the next maybe 20-25 minutes. And so we're getting a break from storms from areas in downtown and areas north of Houston, but if you are in downtown, you have another storm flaring up and around the Cloverleaf area. We've had some sunshine within the past hour or so, and so the thing about when we have an unstable atmosphere in these storms, that sunshine, that daytime heating usually does a great job at energizing storms, and that's why we're seeing quite a bit of lightning with those storms that are just to the south of downtown. And so as we get a wider view of what we're looking at, we are tracking this disorganized disturbance that's just offshore. It's actually causing widespread showers and storms up and down the Texas coast, all the way down the Corpus Christi, even the Rio Grande Valley, looking at those downpours that are starting to move inland. So the center of this system is eventually going to move over land, and that is going to be cutting off that energy supply within the next couple of days, and this is just really going to just remain disorganized and not form into anything. Even the National Hurricane Center is giving this a 10% chance of development. It's a very low chance of development with this disorganized area of storms and tropical moisture. And so we're just going to track those downpours and what we've been used to for the past few weeks here across the Houston area, where we have quiet mornings and then the afternoons usually start becoming stormy, and we're starting to see those downpours starting to move in across Houston, at least within the next hour or so. So just to kind of sum this up, we are under that weather impact alert at least through portions of at least until 5 o'clock this evening. So I've already driven through this, and so we could see some of these downpours called some isolated flooding as well as low visibility. So this is going to be until 5 p.m. Heavy downpours and storms likely. We're not looking at any severe storms as of now, but that doesn't mean that that can't happen. We could see an isolated storm or two become severe as we head into the next maybe 1 to 2 hours until 5 p.m., but we are expecting that to continue at least until 5 p.m. as we have this warmest part of the day that we're currently seeing. And we're already seeing those temperatures starting to spike up into the 90s in those areas that are receiving the sunshine currently right now. So looking at the radar, just to kind of sum this up, we're seeing most of these downpours starting to move in over Houston. We've dealt with a bit of a break within the past maybe 30 minutes to an hour. The northern portions of Harris County was dealing with the downpour that was stationary, but that of course has fizzled off and moved off towards the west, and now we're starting to see more of those storms south of downtown. And we're also seeing more of these isolated downpours that are moving along I-10 and around the Baytown area, and that's actually moving towards downtown Houston. So we're not out of the woods yet in terms of the rest of our afternoon for some of these hit or miss downpours to continue through town. So definitely take it easy out there if you are driving along our area freeways, because we could see some problematic and hazardous road conditions as we head into those afternoon hours as we go into at least 2 to 3 p.m. So as we take a wider view, looking across I-10, it's looking more likely that they're still looking at some showers and storms out in Louisiana, but we're seeing more of the stronger activity here across southeast Texas with this system as it continues tracking inland. And so as we go into the rest of our weekend, we are expecting our weekend to be sort of filled with these afternoon and evening downpours as we head into Saturday. So just going to show you our 7-day forecast and what we're expecting to see. The good news in all of this is that the downpours and the rain that we've received is actually keeping the temps kind of cool out there. It's not giving us those humid conditions that we've seen within the past 3 or 4 days. As our 7-day takes a little bit while to load there. Looking at our 7-day forecast, highs in the 90s, lows in the 70s. We are expecting our conditions to remain mostly just warm and humid. There we go. We're having our icons slowly just they're acting a little bit slower this morning or this afternoon. So we are expecting once we head into Tuesday, Wednesday with those highs getting back up to the upper 90s. So enjoy the cooler temperatures while we have them, but we are also dealing with some humid conditions here across southeast Texas, which is going to cause those feels like temps to range between 102 to 103 degrees if you are out and about. So definitely today and tomorrow afternoon, we will have the potential for these downpours to become heavy, as well as can't rule out some possible isolated flooding with these storms as we go into the next maybe 2 to 3 days, or maybe 2 days rather. But as of now, we're just tracking this heavy downpour south of Houston, or south of downtown Houston, south of the loop, that does have quite a bit of lightning with it. And we've seen some sunshine here in town. And of course, that sunshine during an unstable atmosphere does really do a good job at fueling storm activity. And so we're not out of the woods yet. We still have more downpours on the way. So we could be shaping up to have somewhat of a messy commute home. So you might want to just take it easy out there and just give yourself enough time heading to your destination if you do find yourself having to drive out on our area freeways within the next maybe 3 or 4 hours, because downpours are going to persist at least through 5 to 6 p.m. and we can't really rule out some lingering showers that could last at least until 7 to 8 o'clock this evening. But even though those are going to be a bit on the weaker side, so we are expecting those conditions to still be a little bit hazardous in terms of our roadways. I'm going to show you a live look right now out of our Gulf Freeway camera, seeing what we're looking at in terms of how the road conditions are looking across closer to downtown Houston. So this is looking, I believe, at the Gulf Freeway. Once this camera does load, it looks like we're dealing with a little bit of a break. We did see this camera about maybe 5-10 minutes ago, and it was quite wet and rainy, but now downtown's looking a bit of a break. The roadways are still a little bit wet, but just to kind of give you a hint of that, we are going to see this sunshine, hit or miss shower, and downpour activity to persist at least through 4 to 5 p.m. And eventually we will see this storm activity last at least until 5, maybe 6 o'clock this evening, as those temperatures are actually cooler. Look how cool it is. It's 84 degrees out there, all thanks to the rain that has been falling in the vicinity. And so we are 14 degrees cooler than what we were this time yesterday, even though the dew point's still at 79 degrees, still making it feel like 96 as we head into the next hour or two. So we're tracking these downpours. We're giving you the latest updates, especially on KHOU.com and on the KHOU 11 app. Of course, that will be on, you can join us for the KHOU 11 news at 4 p.m. with our next newscast with the latest news and weather updates. I'm meteorologist Chris Ramirez with your weather update of the downpours that are expected to last at least through much of our weekend.